we're going back to Yousei. Now, in order to properly take on my role, let me get some big old disguise glasses. Now I'm incognito, baby. On our last exciting episode, I broke into a lab and I printed off a sheet to find out about the murder. You're probably watching this on YouTube, so you should have caught up. If you're just tuning in now, and I don't know why you would be. Oh good, that horrible noise doesn't play. I can't believe I saved here like a churl. Oh yeah, so Dr. Johansson was working on organ growth just like Otten Engineering. Otten and Shengguan's test subjects died due to one of their experiments under Johansson. Someone who looks like me stole research information. Mr. Otten already knew about it. How Johansson had organ cloning to a functional stage. His heart was a test run. Well, it was a hybrid, but Nathan still resents Jupiter for getting appointed as lab head over him. Sean and Chance started dating recently. It doesn't seem serious. Chance and David used to date, but she broke up with him. David's dating Jupiter now. Aaron and David are roommates. Aaron transferred here last semester. Johansson's return was an emergency visit, but he didn't say why he was coming back. Aaron saw Chance driving away from campus right after the murder, because she's clearly sketchy. Let's see now, Aki. Find anything at the lab? Let's look at it together. Alright, now I know where to take it. Sean doesn't seem very worried about what's going on, but I think it's just show confidence. Yeah, that's right, Sean was just a cool guy. Did you ask, what did you find? Alright, so we just now... Right. So, let's now review the thing with Aki here. Found this note queued in the printer, but I'm not sure what all these numbers are for. What say you, Aki?
Let me see.
Louder than I expected. Yeah, so loud. Let me get that adjusted.
It's an access log, a list of who logs into the computer and when.
That could be handy.
But all these time codes have the same ID number.
The first page is the student suspension notice. The ID must match the intended recipient.
I don't suppose you have any idea who this was meant for.
Sadly, I have not taken it upon myself to seek out everyone's student ID number.
It's probably private information anyway.
If that's the case, we won't be able to find out who did it. We could pass the buck, but it's probably better if we do it. Well, no, Gurski actually is an authority investigating a murder and would be able to do it. I'm gonna put this one on Gurski. Why don't we ask Detective Gurski to look into it?
Sure, if you want to do it the boring way.
Did my decision matter? If by boring you mean legal, then yes. She shrugs and hands the papers back to me.
It's probably the fastest way anyway. Go ahead and talk to him.
What? That's all for now. Alright, well, I guess I didn't get to do more crimes, but what the hell's he doing anyway? Yo, Gursk. Found this note queued in the printer.
And?
Well, it looks like it might provide a motive. Dr. Johansson was planning to expel one of his students. Problem is, he doesn't mention the student by name. There's a printout of the bunch of access times with a single ID listed, though. Aki said you might be able to help. Aki said that! She's so helpful, that girl! Do you think you can convince the school office to look it up for you? You know what, I'm curious enough that I'm gonna go back.
There's always a way.
What do you think if I do it with you?
Let's go!
Where?
To see my brother, of course.
Uh-oh. It's actually is different. What are we doing? Her eyes take on a distant look for a moment, talking to Naoki, no doubt. Naoki greets us out of the building. He still looks tired.
Are you up to it?
Up to what? No. Oh, no.
I've had worse.
What am I doing to him? He tries to speak. Oh,
Con
no.
found something. Looks like a student ID number. Was thinking we could do a lost and found if you're up to it.
That's not a problem.
Huh.
Okay.
Anyone we need to look out for?
Look out. We're not going to break into anything, are we?
Nothing like that. Sometimes acquiring information is as simple as pretending you already have it. Sean's in there. If you can talk to him for a bit, that would help.
Consider it done. Come along, Con.
Alright, so an interesting spread, but I'm going to stick with my original plan for this run. There's definitely a lot of material to get into this game, so we'll do another one, but no, let's just...
Sure.
Okay, so yeah, no, I'll handle this like a reasonable person, thanks. Do your job. Do you think you can convince the school office to look at... I doubt they'd let someone like me look at student records.
But if I asked, it would be a different story.
Yes, you're a cop, on duty.
Well, it's the only lead we've got. Let's give it a go. Do you know where the administration office is?
It's okay for you to leave?
My assignment is a little different from the other officers. My first priority is finding the murderer.
Well, I think Sean mentioned all the main offices being in the university center.
I'll look into it as soon as I can.
This thing is too coarse. I gotta find
Don't wander off.
some sort of beard softening shampoo. I refuse to be a person who buys beard oil, but Li Mei, any news?
Did you have enough time to find what you needed?
Li Mei looks up at me hopefully. She sounds serious. Oh, Li Mei. Yeah, I did.
That is good.
You did a good job stalling Jupiter for me. What did you talk about? Oh, this will be a fun one.
The rabbit. I wanted to know if it is well.
Oh.
Why are you sad?
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be. Oh, that's right, because she can read my emotions. But it's sad to think that it's going to die, isn't it? Li Mei shakes her head and smiles kindly at me.
All pass away in time. You understand.
Well, I had to read death. I do. That's why it hurts. Sometimes in my dreams, I can still see the memories I've taken from those who have died. None of them expected to die. None of them thought their lives would be so short. Li Mei places a gentle hand on mine.
None ever do.
Did Jupiter say anything else while she was here?
We spoke of her time here.
Yeah?
She has attended for only 2 years, but it makes her very happy. We also spoke of Sean.
Oh, how'd he come up in conversation?
He led before her. It did not make him very happy. His family chose that path for him. He hates his family.
Wait, he wasn't here. How'd you know that so precisely? This means that everyone knew that. Li Mei stares down at her hands and watches with a sort of distracted fascination as she locks her fingers together.
I do not understand.
Understand?
Family is not for hating.
Of course not, but sometimes things go wrong. Sometimes people do things they shouldn't.
But why?
I don't know, they're just dicks. We're human, I guess. People are very complicated. Li Mei nods in eager agreement.
Very.
That's all I want to talk about. Yeah, so how's your boy doing? Nothing.
Cool.
Nothing going on with this nerd. Alrighty, main campus. It's neat that it always takes me here. Sawaki's just sort of lurking around the nexus of all things. Biology building has a loud noise. Let's check the library again. No.
Later.
And how about you? I hear you really wanted to be head of the student lab. I haven't done this one before.
Well, yeah, but I mean, who doesn't?
I don't know, that sounds tedious. Sean sure didn't.
Yeah, it wasn't his style.
He didn't like all the work.
Oh, it's not about the work. He's never had a problem with hard jobs. He's the guy you call when you wake up at 2 a.m. downtown with no money, a hangover, and a box of dog biscuits you don't remember buying.
That's a specific example. Has this ever happened?
I'm speaking hypothetically, of course.
Of course.
But the dog biscuits didn't taste that bad.
Of course. But if not the work, then...
The acclaim, or rather the lack of it. He's a nice guy and all, but he really prefers it when people notice how nice he is.
Something to prove. That's just typical human folly, I guess. You want to be noticed too, don't you?
Of course, everyone wants to be noticed, but for most of
Did I
us,
read that
getting
right?
noticed is a means to an end. I want to be noticed so I can have a higher position.
Isn't that a means to an end?
He wants to be noticed just for the sake of being noticed. The more adoration he gets, the better.
Okay, no, he was using himself as the example, but he's saying this guy's just in it for the glory. But weren't you just talking about how great he is?
I never said he doesn't deserve it. I only said he's always seeking it out. Being lab head is sort of a thankless job.
Then why do you want it?
If you can't understand that, I don't think I can explain it to you.
What? You could give me a hint? Well, you get back to your students.
See you.
See you, not see ya. That's weird. Yeah, I did. Sean doesn't see where everyone. Yeah, Sean still. Hope the rabbit is well. Groovy. Let's bounce. Miko, what's up? Got anything on the note?
Yes, actually. I took it to the school office, and they ran it. The student ID belongs to Nathan Holm.
He's one of the grad students working on Dr. Johansson's current project.
Where is he now?
In the library, I think.
Then let's go speak with him.
Sure thing. Meet you there. Should I talk to... We're going to talk to Nathan. I can talk to Aki. Oh, interesting. We're being specific, too. What? Okay, no, I busted it. I'm not supposed to do that. I'm supposed to explicitly ignore Aki and only Aki. Detective Gurski meets me near the library entrance. As soon as he sees me, he pulls out a notepad and begins to flip through it.
So, anything else I should know about this Nathan guy?
Not much comes to mind. He's a TA for most of Johansson's classes, but the students don't seem to like him that much. He and David get along pretty well, but I hear he and Jupiter are still on rocky ground. I think he feels undervalued, like he deserves more recognition than he's getting. Okay, so now everything I've investigated is coming up. These are clearly all individual triggers.
Could be a motive to steal the doctor's research and sell it off to a competitor who might value him more.
Oh, that's right. Someone stole the...
And if Dr. Johansson reported him, that would be a permanent mark on his record. He wouldn't find work anywhere.
That sounds a lot more like a motive. Nathan and David pace around a table of students, all working feverishly on some sort of homework. He pauses momentarily to offer a word of advice to a guy who looks especially feverish. Hey Nathan? Nathan barely bothers to glance in my direction.
I'm sure you can see I'm in the middle of office hours. Can't this wait?
No, it really can't.
Ooh!
We need to talk about Dr. Johansson, but...
Gurski nods at the group of students who have all stopped working to listen to our conversation.
What's going on? Is something wrong?
I just want to talk about something. Private, I guess.
I could take care of your students for a bit.
Thanks, bruh. A teasing grin spreads across his face.
But you'll owe me dinner.
Nathan waves him off absent-mindedly.
When do I not?
Nathan scans the library quickly before motioning for us to follow him.
Over here.
He leads the two of us to find a remote corner of the library.
So, what did you want?
Gurski holds up the first printout.
Do you recognize this?
You can tell that their mics are separate.
I'm afraid I can't help you with that. What is it?
This isn't a recording studio job.
It's an expulsion notice. Dr. Johansson was planning to expel you for unauthorized access to confidential information. Were you selling it to another research facility?
Nathan snorts through his nose.
You're joking, right? I haven't heard anything about this.
I mean, that's possible.
Is that so?
Gurski shows him the second page.
Because I've got an entire page of login times with your student ID that says otherwise.
Alright, well at least there's evidence.
What the...
Nathan leans in and squints at the page. His eyes widen as soon as he realizes what the numbers mean.
But that doesn't make any sense.
It makes a lot of sense to me.
Oh, maybe David was logging in with his credentials, though.
This is the first time I've seen this. I never go back to the lab that late.
And will the video evidence back that claim?
The cameras only record in the case of a break-in. If someone used the entry code, there wouldn't be any footage of him. Or her.
That's weird? Is that weird?
Can you explain all of these logins?
No, I don't keep track of when I log in because there's a computer there to do it for me.
Okay, but was it late at night?
As you know.
And you're telling me that in this case the computer must have gotten it wrong.
Yeah, no. Don't blame the computer. It's more likely that someone else used my card to log in. And if you're looking for someone who has a reason to sell secrets, try Aaron. He transferred from our rival school, Western State University.
No, hold on. You were still the one being expelled. Unless, of course, the logins were the evidence for that, but I don't feel like that's how it fits together.
They've never been able to keep up with us. Maybe he wanted to give him an edge. Plus, he keeps misplacing his card, so he borrows everyone else's cards all the time, including mine.
Fingering Aaron, eh?
Why don't you try asking him about it?
Detective Gurski and I trade glances. Nathan's alibi doesn't sound very compelling, but we can't refute it.
Are we done talking? I've really got to get going. I've got a lecture in...
Now? He looks at the clock.
-3 minutes.
You may go, but I'd strongly advise you not to leave campus.
Strongly.
Like I have time to.
He turns on his heel, scoops up his bag, and dashes out the door.
So, what do you think?
I don't know if I believe him, but it couldn't hurt to talk to Aaron. I think he's still in his room.
Lead the way.
Oh man, we're on a roll here. We need to talk. I can talk to David later. We ain't got time. I'm doing Gurski escort mission. Sorry, Lee May. Gotta roll.